He was football's golden child, a smile on his face, magic in his feet, and confidence that made even the greatest defenders hesitate. Eden Hazard didn't just play football, he painted it. For 7 glorious seasons in London, he was untouchable. Every touch felt like poetry, every dribble, a moment of art. But then, everything changed. A single transfer, a single decision, a single moment, and the fairy tale collapsed. This is the story of how Eden Hazard went from Premier League royalty to one of the biggest what-ifs in modern football, and how in just seconds, he ruined a career that millions believed would never fade. Eden Hazard was born into football. Both of his parents played professionally, and from the moment he could kick a ball, it was clear he was different. While other kids chased the ball, Hazard made it dance. By the age of 16, he was already playing in France's top division for Lille. Crowds gasped at his balance, his control, his fearlessness. He didn't look like a boy playing against men. He looked like the one teaching them how to play. In Lille's red and blue, Hazard became a sensation. He won League One at just 20 years old, earning back-to-back Player of the Year awards. Scouts from every major club lined up. Manchester United called, Real Madrid called. But when Chelsea lifted the Champions League in 2012, Hazard sent one tweet that changed everything. "I'm signing for the Champions League winner." It was bold, it was confident, it was pure Eden Hazard. When he landed in London, it was like the Premier League had been waiting for him. Defenders had no idea what to do. You couldn't predict him, you couldn't foul him, you could only pray. His low center of gravity, his acceleration, the way he used his body. It was unlike anything England had seen since Cristiano Ronaldo's peak. And unlike Ronaldo, Hazard played with joy. He laughed while humiliating you. He'd flick the ball over your head, beat you again just because he could, and smile while doing it. He wasn't just Chelsea's best player, he was Chelsea. When the team struggled, he carried them. When the pressure mounted, he delivered. Goals, assists, and moments that would live forever. His solo run against Arsenal, his unstoppable charge through West Ham, his magic against Liverpool. By 2019, he had conquered England, 2 Premier League titles, an FA Cup, 2 Europa Leagues, and hundreds of memories that made him one of the most loved players in the world. Yet deep down, Hazard's heart belonged somewhere else. As a kid, he had posters of Zidane on his wall. He dreamed of wearing white, of walking into the Santiago Bernabeu, of hearing the crowd chant his name. That dream was Real Madrid, and after 7 years at Chelsea, the call finally came. The summer of 2019, Real Madrid paid over 100 million euros to bring in their next superstar. For fans, it felt like destiny, the man who could finally replace Cristiano Ronaldo. But when Hazard arrived in Spain, the fairy tale cracked before it even began. He showed up overweight, not by a kilo or two, by 7. Spanish media exploded. Headlines read, "Galactico arrives fat." Cameras zoomed in on his cheeks. Commentators questioned his discipline, and Hazard laughed. He told reporters, "I gain weight easily when I'm on holiday." It sounded harmless, but it planted a seed. For Madrid fans, perfection wasn't optional. Every ounce of that extra weight would soon become symbolic. Of comfort, of carelessness, of the beginning of the end. Still, Hazard believed he could win them over the same way he had in England, with pure brilliance. And for a few weeks, he started to. His touch was crisp, his movement electric. Then came November 26th, 2019, the night everything changed. Real Madrid versus Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. Hazard was in full flow, dribbling, smiling, unstoppable. And then, a single collision. Thomas Meunier, his Belgian teammate, slid in hard. The crowd gasped. Hazard went down, a microfracture in his right ankle. He underwent surgery in Dallas. The recovery was slow, too slow. And when he finally came back, he wasn't Eden Hazard anymore. Every sprint looked cautious. Every dribble, half a second slower. The acceleration that once left defenders dizzy, gone. His trademark smile, gone too. It was like watching a ghost wear the jersey of a legend. Then came another injury, and another, hamstring, calf thigh. He couldn't stay fit for more than a few matches. Between 2019 and 2022, Hazard missed over 500 days through injury. He started more games on the bench than on the pitch. Fans turned on him. The Spanish press called him the worst signing in Real Madrid history. Every appearance was met with groans, not cheers. Every substitution felt like a reminder of what could have been. And the cruelest part? The world had moved on. While players like Mbappe and Haaland rose to stardom, Hazard quietly faded into the background. He wasn't the main man anymore. He wasn't even in the conversation. From Premier League king to forgotten extra. But the real tragedy wasn't just physical, it was mental. Hazard once admitted, "After my injury, I lost the desire to push my body." He'd sit on the bench, laughing, joking, while others fought for their places. He still loved the game, but not enough to sacrifice for it. That competitive fire, the thing that separates legends from memories, was gone. For Real Madrid, the writing was on the wall. They had spent 100 million euros on a player who no longer believed he could be great, and by 2023, they'd had enough. They terminated his contract early. No farewell game, no tribute video, just a quiet goodbye. At 32 years old, Eden Hazard retired from professional football. No one could quite process it. Not because it was shocking, but because it felt unfinished. How could someone so good just stop? The truth is, Hazard's downfall wasn't just about injuries, it was about comfort. At Chelsea, he fought every week, hungry to prove he was the best. At Madrid, he'd already made it. And once you stop chasing greatness, it slips away before you realize it's gone. He had the world at his feet, but he lost the will to run. The very thing that made him special, that fearless drive, was replaced by contentment. And in elite football, comfort is poison. There's a quote that perfectly describes it. Talent gets you there. Discipline keeps you there. Hazard had more talent than almost anyone of his generation, but he didn't have the discipline to sustain it. That's why his story hurts, because we all know he could have been one of the greatest of all time. Look back at the numbers. More than 700 professional games, over 160 goals, dozens of trophies. Yet what people remember most is how it ended. The smiling genius from Chelsea turned Madrid's forgotten man. In interviews today, Hazard still speaks with peace in his voice. He says, "I don't regret anything. I enjoyed my career, and maybe that's true. But for millions of fans who watched him in his prime, that's the hardest part to accept, because we didn't want him to just enjoy it. We wanted him to conquer it." He's the perfect reminder that in football, talent alone isn't enough. The world can love you one season and forget you the next.